Well, good day and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me once again. I'm heading out in Ngunnawal country for a quick overnight camp. It's in some Aussie bushland, just south of Canberra, about 2 hours south of Canberra here. It hasn't stopped raining for a long while in Canberra, so we had our first dry day, so the roads are pretty dry, but they're full of potholes and lots of ruts, so I've got to keep my eye on the road. But yeah, just heading out for a quick overnight camp tonight. I've got my swag and my hammock and everything with me today, so I'll decide how I'm gonna set up once I get to where I want to go. The place I'm going to is the first 50 meters is pretty much straight up a hill. It's going to be really wet and muddy, so I don't know my skills and my truck's ability going up slippery slopes, so I may or may not be able to get in, but I'll give it a good crack. But yeah, it's been 4 seasons in one day. I've had rain today, I've had sunshine like it is now. Windy, really windy when I first kicked off, so hopefully that's a bit behind me. Nothing worse than a windy camp. I don't mind rain and I don't mind sun and I don't mind cold. I don't particularly like the wind too much. Hopefully be a good night. It's only a quick night. I've got to get back first thing tomorrow morning as per usual. It's a Friday night, so I'm heading out a bit earlier. I took a couple of hours off work. Sorry, just got to navigate this corner so I don't crash anywhere. But yeah, so I got out early. Took a couple of hours off. I actually saw a brown snake crossing the road as I was coming in. So snakes are out, even though it's not that hot yet. But hopefully I don't have any too close encounters with any. Like, I'm not used to four-wheel driving. I'm pretty new to it. This is a new car for me. I've only had it a couple of months now, and I haven't had much experience. I haven't done any training or anything while I'm looking into it. But hopefully I'll get up the hill. But if I don't, I guess what's in my favour is the way out is downhill. So I should be able to get back out if I do get stuck. But hopefully we'll get in and be able to set up somewhere. And like I said, I've got my hammock and my swag and a few other things. I've got a lot of gear with me, so wherever I go, I should be right, and I should be able to set up and have a good night. I've got to get back first thing in the morning. A bit bumpy here. I've got to just watch where I'm going as well. But yeah, that's it. So I'll check back in with you in a bit later. Well, so here we go, eh? It's going to be slippery. I'm going to be all over the shop. Probably swear a fair bit. Let's give it a crack and see how we go. I might go and set up a camera so we can watch what happens as I go, just in case it all goes pear-shaped. It might be good value. Okay, we'll come to a part of the track where I know someone a couple of weeks ago, or last weekend in fact, got bogged right at this spot. It's about I know 10 metres across is really soft mud. Had to get pulled out, which was a bit unfortunate for them, but I'm thinking I might just give it a crack, see if I can get across it. I've got across it before, but it was nowhere near as deep water. The water's actually flowing through there, but it's also quite muddy. I just went and trod in it and it sinks down quite deep, but I'll give it a crack. I've got a couple of shovels and I've got some recovery planks that you can use to help yourself out of a bog. So hopefully I won't have to use them. I might just give it a go and see how we go. Oh, that's a shell, by the way, hangs from my rearview mirror. So as you can see, the track's pretty overgrown, and I've been sort of systematically, every time I come out here, clearing back a little bit. I'm not too worried about it, I just don't want to scratch the car, that's all. But we're going into spring, of course, so all these things are just going to grow back, so I've sort of got to cut them back. I just did a little quick job there then, but a bit further back, as you saw, it was all cleared back really well. I've been bringing the kids out and putting them to work, which is good, but they're at the pointy end of uni and school now, so that kind of sucks, so they can't come out, but that'll all be over in a few weeks, and then we'll be able to come out, and they might even come out and go camping with me, which might be good. May not get all the way to the river. There's a river. If I follow this far enough, it's about 3.5k from where we came in. I think I'm about probably 600 metres in, so it's a fair way, but I think it gets a bit better in terms of brush. I think you get a bit more into the tree line, so it might be a bit better up here. But we'll see how we go. Might have to pull up stuff somewhere. It's actually started to rain again, which is a pain in the ass, but anyway, we'll see how we go. Check in later. It's slippery, but I got there, it's all good. Oh, a lot of shit in front of me now, okay. Okay, well, I think we made it. Fair bit of bashing. I've probably scratched the shit out of the side of my car, and God only knows what happened underneath. I was running over trees and shit everywhere, so hopefully not too much. Not that I can't polish out anyway. But yeah, I think we're just about at the river, so I'll try and talk you through this last little bit, because it's pretty cool. This is a really cool little spot. Okay, there's a fucking big tree on the road. There's a whole heap of deer ran across the road in front of me a minute ago. About 5 of them. So I've seen 2 out here at the most before, but I had a big herd. Is that what you call a bunch of deer? Anyway, they ran out in front of me, which was pretty cool. There's goats here too. A lot of goats. I've seen about 25 goats, wild goats, and they certainly smell like wild goats. Trying to change gears with the wrong hand and steer at the same time around all these bloody potholes. It's the last little steep bit down to the river. Holy shit, it's running pretty fast too. God. Yeah, okay. Down to first. I'll just go into second. But yeah, no, this is where I want to come. Bloody hell. Wonder if you can hear me, but this is certainly rushing. Like, this is usually a pretty placid little stream, really. It's not really a gauging river, but all the water's got to go somewhere, I guess, and it's coming down here right thick and fast. I don't know how much sleep I'm going to get tonight. It's pretty bloody noisy. Very cool, though. Awesome. Okay, plan B. Too windy. The wind coming off the river was just extreme, and I couldn't get the tarp out, plus there's very limited options for flat ground, so I'm going to head back up the track, head back a bit closer to the entrance and see if I can. There is a bit of flat ground up there at the top of this little hill here, so I might hopefully find something up there and go from there. If not, I'll go back to the place I've been before, which I know is flat and I know is good, and it's got this little fire set up. But either way, I shall find something. Well, good day. Well, came back to the campsite I was at a couple of weeks ago, about 6 or 8 weeks ago, I guess it was, maybe, yeah, 6, 7 weeks, something like that. Started raining again, which was a bit of a pain, but I have a feeling it's going to disappear soon enough. But I've got everything under tarp, so I should be all right. And yeah, looking forward to having a bit of a relaxing night, just sitting here and taking in the world again. Should be good. I'll check in a bit later. Got to cut a bit more firewood yet. Yeah, well, it's been a bit miserable. Fair bit of rain coming down. Getting windy as all buggery, so I've moved it under the tarp. Hope the wood doesn't get too wet. I might go and move it in a tick and try and keep it a bit dry. I've got a stash here for tomorrow morning, but yeah, no, it's come up a bit blustery, and it kind of sucks. Anyway, I'll just sit and wait for the rain to stop. The sun looks like it's coming out again. Like I said, 4 seasons in one day today. But rain hasn't stopped, but the sun is literally just there. I'll have a drink and have an apple, and hopefully this will pass. I can get the fire going and cook some dinner, because I'm getting a bit peckish. I'll check in later. Big rainbow. It's a good sign. Coffee time. Coffee bag. Just realised the percolator doesn't fit on this stove. I've never actually tried it. I think I would have by now. I'm sorry. It's always a backup plan with coffee. Well, for dinner tonight I got some lamb cutlets that I been marinating in some oregano on the way out here. And I'm going to knock up a Greek salad as well. Pretty easy, one of my favourite things, so I'll get stuck into that and this get some coals done. But I'm going to have a coffee first. Like seriously, how good is it having a car when you go camping? Like, going for a hike is pretty good, but you got to make sure you don't carry too much stuff, and you're always conscious of breaking your back and forgetting something and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, when you got the car, you just pile it all in and off you go. It's good stuff. This wood is so old, it just burns so quickly. I want to get some coals and they're just burning away to nothing. Hopefully that'll do. Capsicum's not normal in a Greek salad, but I love capsicum, so I'm going for it. I should get a knife for this. I don't be using this for that, but anyway, it works.
If you could do it all again, it's not a thing that you would change. You gotta break a few good hearts along the way.
Pretty rough and ready. Tastes good though.
You stood toe to toe with every doubt you had.
Got this little container that I keep all my spices in. Made it. It's pretty cool. Oregano. Bit of salt and pepper. And we're in action. Hey. Where are we going here? This is more important.
You gotta break a few good hearts along the way.
Oh, that's good.
To find someone who makes you wanna stay. If you could do it all again, it's not a thing that you would change.
Well, I learned a fair bit today about, you know, what this car can and can't do. Like those mud tracks, I'm pretty impressed how easy it just went through it. Actually, I was a bit apprehensive for some of them. You know, one of them was probably about 20 meters long and it was fairly mushy. I was sliding around a fair bit, but it just powered through, which was good. Yeah, it gives me a bit of confidence. Like, this is about as much rain as we're ever going to have. Like you saw the river down there, like it's absolutely powering along. We had a lot of rain this week. Like I said, I know someone who got bogged in one of those spots just last weekend before all the rain. So yeah, all up, pretty happy with all that. That's good. Sounds good. Just forgot the olives on my stove, on my thing. It's raining again. Like, I don't know whether you can hear the frogs behind me. They're just absolutely going off. Yow, hot. Homegrown lemons. Juicy too. Well, can't say I can complain about that. Look at that. Bloody good stuff. Can you hear the frogs? Well, I cleaned up, had another cup of coffee. Just gonna settle in, chill out by the fire for a little bit. I'll probably have an early night. I brought my little iPad, so I'm gonna sit in there and read a bit of Harry Potter for about the 10th time and have an early night. It's quarter 10 past 7, so spring's really here now, I guess, and the days are getting longer and longer and longer, which is really good. So it gives me an opportunity to get out here and actually do some stuff in the afternoon rather than race out and set up camp and then make dinner in the dark. Pretty good. Quite like this little camp spot I found. It's flat and it's nice view. It's a really nice view over that way. Over the back there's a big hill there, and there's a hill there. I'm sort of in a bit of a gap in between, or valley in between two sort of hills. That's facing east, so the sun comes up over that hill. And yeah, no, it's quite a nice little spot. I call it Fatso Camp because there's a wombat hole just out the back. I showed it in my last video. I'll go and show you in a minute. It's got two entrances. This is I guess his back door. And yeah, he's right behind my camp. As you can see, I'm set up right there. But they stay pretty well hidden until night, so I won't hear or see him until I'll be well in bed by then, I suspect. So, but I get the impression this is the hole he uses more. There's one on the other side, and I'll just take you around there really quickly and show you that. He's got another hole here, but it doesn't look as well worn. It doesn't look like there's a track in there. I can actually hear something in there, so he might be scratching around in there. Well, good morning. It's about 6 o'clock. Had a pretty disrupted sleep last night. These bloody frogs were incessant and loud. I did go to sleep straight away, but I woke up at about 11 and just could not get back to sleep. They were just going off left, right and centre. It was pretty cool, but it was bloody disrupting. But eventually fell asleep and just woke up, which is good. Sun's slowly coming up over that hill, which is nice. And yeah, I think it's time to get up and make myself a coffee. See what the day has ahead for me. Well, good morning again. Got up and got the fire going, warm up a bit. Made some muesli and put on a coffee, which is always first priority. Yeah, I didn't sleep so well last night. I tell you, there's a big difference between when the temperature doesn't drop below zero and when it stays around 3 or 4 degrees or something. I was so snug last night. It was really, really warm and cosy in there, but those bloody frogs, so loud. I have to remember to bring earplugs, I think. I know a lot of people suggest to bring earplugs, but I never thought it was something that you needed to worry about. But yeah, last night I certainly could have done with them. Anyway, beautiful morning, nice and clear. It's going to be a really nice weekend all around, I think. I might go for another hike tomorrow morning somewhere. I don't know where, but I'll have a think about that today. But not a cloud in the sky, not a breath of wind. There's a few tree creepers bouncing around on the gum trees behind me, which is nice. Yeah, a couple of kookaburras calling. I can't hear the lyrebird from here. He's on the other side of that hill. So I might, next time I come out, I might actually hike over there and camp over the other side again, and because you can't get the car over that side. But I might hike over and see if I can find him, because they're pretty cool lyrebirds. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to finish my coffee and finish my breakfast, and I'll check back in a minute. Okay, well that's brekkie done. Don't mind a bowl of muesli every now and then, it's good. Nice and easy when you're camping. Not into bacon and eggs for some reason. It's nice just sitting here listening to the birds, listening to the world come to life. Very, very pleasant. Yeah, like I said, it's going to be an absolute cracking weekend. It's going to be beautiful sunny days for our first sort of dose of spring for the year, which is good. Like we're 6 weeks into spring, and this is probably the first weekend we're going to get above 20, I think. But yeah, should be good. Might go hiking Go out somewhere into the Brindabellas or Namadgi or somewhere, find a place to spend the morning, climb a mountain somewhere. Nothing too strenuous though. Okay, that's my coffee done. I'm going to get packed up and make my way out of here. Yeah, so that might be me calling it for another video. So thanks for dropping by. This little camp out into Narragansett country or Ngunnawal country. Again, don't know where I am. It's one of those border countries, but it's a great part of the world. I love it out here. And I'm sure I'll be back again soon. But yeah, till next time, stay safe. See you next time.